Hello, YouTubers. How you doing? Today's story is about Joseph James DeAngelo, serial killer, night stalker, ex-cop. Joseph James DeAngelo murdered many people and raped about 80 women. He started out as a cop and then turned to burglarizing houses and homes and stealing properties. He was a peeping Tom also when he first started out. Joseph James DeAngelo had murdered 14 people that they know of, raped about 80 ladies that they know of, and the funny part of it all, he was a cop. So it shows me that cops can be some of the worst criminals in the world. Joseph James DeAngelo is roughly about 79 years old today, doing natural life in prison. He'll die in prison. He'll come out in a pine box. Joseph James DeAngelo was a sexual pervert, a weirdo, a burglar, a serial killer, and raped about 80 ladies that we know of. He was the original Night Stalker of California, before Richard Ramirez. Joseph James DeAngelo was a pervert, a weirdo, a necrophiliac, and a serial killer. They know of 14 people that he murdered for sure, but I think the count would be much higher. I'm thinking roughly more like 50 people. Most serial killers kill more than what they're convicted of. That's true. Now, Joseph James DeAngelo hated dogs. He was always cursing at the dogs. He did not like animals. He always gave the neighbors a hard time. He was a sadist. He was antisocial. Probably more likely a sociopath. Joseph James DeAngelo was considered the first Night Stalker killer of California. He started stalking homes back in the 1960s, the late 60s, and he started murdering people in the 70s. He was caught recently, about 3 or 4 years ago, was convicted of 13 murders and doing life in prison. He'll never get out. He'll come out in a pine box, which is fitting. The hard part to believe, he was an ex-cop serving the public. But what it shows to me that cops are not always to be trusted. They can be just as bad criminals as people that are on the street or civilians. Joseph James DeAngelo was a pervert, a psychopath, a very bad individual. He ruined many lives. He raped over 80 ladies. He was a rapist. He strangled the victims to death. He knifed people to death. He beat people to death. Joseph James DeAngelo was a real bad cat, a bad guy. But Joseph James DeAngelo was the original Night Stalker. He started burgling homes back in the late 60s, and then he went into raping ladies, then he went into murder, and he was a pervert, a weirdo. Most serial killers start out killing pets first. Then they start raping people and then eventually murdering people, like Joseph James DeAngelo did. The part that I find fascinating or hard to believe, he was an ex-cop, serving the public. Please share and subscribe today to the Dennis Ramsay YouTube channel. Thank you. Kempfell's famous folk artist, Dennis Ramsay, me, will gladly do your fine art, folk art, abstract art paintings, or Gothic art 100 grand a piece per painting, up to $1 or $2 million each. Give me a jingle. 902-365-5044. Kempful, Canada. Joseph James DeAngelo, the Golden State, California serial killer of California, USA. Anyhows, never put your trust in cops or anybody. Cops can turn out to be bad people also. That's the moral of this story. And it's like Alice Cooper, the famous singer, said, and I believe what he said to be true: don't trust nobody. Trust yourself. Please share and subscribe today to the Dennis Ramsay YouTube channel. Thank you. But Joseph James DeAngelo was a sexual pervert, a necrophiliac, serial killer, a burglar or robber, and a bad guy. Have a nice day. Peace out. Please sub up the Dennis Ramsay YouTube channel. Share, subscribe, and take care, and have a nice day. And bye for now. And finally, a wink for Mother and Grandma.